Hi, welcome to the Balanced Body Podcast. My name is Stacy Sims and I own Pendleton Pilates in Cincinnati, Ohio. And I'm an educator and an instructor in our Pilates system. And this is Heather Summer. She's a co-educator with me and she's also an instructor in the Pendleton Pilates system. So today what we're going to talk about is using the big ball for really learning how to engage the abdominal muscles to lift the body into a pike position. So the first thing we're going to do is learn how to mount the ball safely, because even though, I mean, it's a great piece of equipment, it's fun, but it also is, anytime you're up off the floor on any kind of apparatus, you want to learn how to do it safely so you don't tumble off. So the first thing Heather's going to do is she's basically going to sort of put her belly up to the ball. Good. And she's going to lean forward onto the ball. And I think I'm going to have her just widen her legs and her knees too. Good. If you keep your legs all the way together, you're going to have the least amount of support. So if you start with your legs wide, it's going to allow you to understand how the ball works and how to balance on top of it. So she's going to go ahead now and she's going to get her hands to the ground and she's going to basically start to feel what it feels like to be on top of the ball. So when you first do this, I would just err on the side of extra safety and really only come to here first. And just make sure that you feel stable on top of the ball. And if you don't, widen the feet or widen the hands. And she looks like she's in pretty good shape here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get her into position to do the pike on the ball. So she's going to walk her hands forward a little bit. She's going to bring her legs together. Great. And the first thing we're going to look for before we move her into even more of a position of preparedness is really her alignment. So the ball is bearing a lot of her weight, so it's really helping her not put too much weight and stress into the shoulders. But she is elevated and she is supporting herself with her arms. So what we really want to have happen here is we want to have a good base of support for the shoulders so you don't get into shoulder issues or wrist issues. So do you see how her hands, her palms, are basically right under the shoulder? That's a really important position. The other thing that's happening is she's not, go ahead and collapse in the chest. Do you see how her chest just collapsed down? That's going to be not very good for the shoulders. So she's going to open her chest, she's going to lift her abdominals, and I'm going to use this dowel rod to help you see that if she lowers her head just a hair, great. That what we want to do is beautiful. We're trying to make a long spine while she's on top of this ball. So we don't want her, go ahead and come forward a little bit more. And walk your hands forward too, hands and body. So go ahead and let your back arch down. We don't want this, nor do we want this. Good. She's going to use all those Pilates powerhouse muscles to create a nice long spine, hands under the shoulders, head in good alignment with the spine before she starts. Terrific. Now, Heather, do you feel like you're far enough forward on the ball, or do you feel like you want to come a little more forward? It's up to you. A little more forward? Great. So what she's done in order to start her pike position is her pelvis is slightly off the edge of the ball, and the ball is basically right under the thighs. She's going to take an inhale, and she's going to exhale. And excuse me, sorry, she's going to do it. I'm going to do that again. She's going to inhale, she's going to exhale, she's going to use her abdominals to lift her bum into the air, good, into a pike position, and she's going to go all the way back down. Now what I'd like to see this time is I'd like to actually get a little more lift here so you're not arching so much there. Good. Take an inhale, exhale, use the abdominals and lift, lift, lift as high as you can. Beautiful. And come all the way back down. Now, probably one of the most important things to notice, besides how well she's doing this, go ahead and go back to, I want you to just drop your bum a little more. Good. Lift it a little more here. Good. When she comes up, I want you to notice the position of the shoulders and the hands. She's going to take an inhale, exhale, she's going to lift her bum up to the air, using the abdominals and squeezing the legs together, lower the head ever so slightly. Her shoulders are not coming too far forward of her hands. Inhale, exhale, go back down. Beautiful. Okay, so Heather's been doing this a long time, so she's got quite a bit of height. In order to make this an effective exercise, honestly, just by go ahead and walk a little bit further out with your hands. Further out that way. Beautiful. Just by holding yourself up on the ball with your pelvis off the ball, you are strengthening your abdominal muscles. And let's say, I'm just going to lift you up like 2 inches. Inhale, exhale. Let's say you only come up this far. That is awesome. Don't worry about the range of motion, worrying about really using the abdominals, staying long in the spine, keeping the shoulders over the hands. That's the important part. Okay, so now that you've executed those exercises so beautifully, we get to do a little bit of constructive rest, which is going to feel great along the back. So I want you to basically walk backward with your hands. Good. And then what we're going to work on here, and it's really kind of a challenge in an odd way, to find the position on the ball where you can really relax the rest of the body and really feel the spine open up. So what's important is that you have contact with the hands have to be on the ground and either the feet or the knees, depending on your size. Really wide with the feet, loose and wide with the arms. And that allows, basically, do you see how the lumbar spine is sort of at the apex of the ball? And if she really, and I'm going to kind of help her, relax through the knees, relax through the feet, relax through the shoulders. What you start to feel is this wonderful opening across the lumbar spine. Can you feel that, Heather? Yeah. Okay, great. And even if I'm not here to give her a little assisted stretch, you're really going to feel a great, a sense of relief on the lumbar spine. But if you do have a buddy or an instructor, you can also give your person a little bit more opening through the lumbar. I'm just giving her a little stretch across the back. Then I'm going to have her inhale, and she's going to exhale, and she's going to come off the ball. She's going to get her knees on the ground. She's going to roll up. She's just going to rewrite herself. Even if you haven't done a lot of exercises upside down, when you come up, you don't want to stand up too quickly. You just want to wait till your blood sugar and everything reorients to the upright position. So you feel upright and organized? Yeah. Okay, great. Thanks for stopping by. We look forward to working with you soon.